So we are just around that time where Call of Duty is going to be announcing their next Call of Duty game. Currently, Activision hasn't said anything themselves, but according to the leaks, rumors, and just what other people are saying from some very reliable sources of other journalists that actually work in the gaming industry and stuff like that, it is confirmed that basically Call of Duty, or the next Call of Duty in 2020, is going to be based around the Cold War or Vietnam era. Now, me personally, I love the Vietnam era. I love the maps that are based around that. I love the style of gameplay. I love the weapons. This is just my type of video game. I always enjoyed this type of stuff. And it's the perfect time period because it's not too old like World War II, where the weapons are going to be boring and bland, but it's not too futuristic where you're not going to understand any of the weapons that are there. This is like the perfect time period. Like Black Ops 1, there was tons of good weapons in Black Ops 1 that you could use. And also, it's a Call of Duty game. Let's be honest here, guys. The Call of Duty, no matter what, they're going to make sure the game plays like Call of Duty at the end of the day. Even though games like Modern Warfare still are, a little iffy here and there, at the end of the day, the devs know that they have to keep something there to make sure that Call of Duty fans still continuously play their video game. And one of the main factors of a Call of Duty game is the weapons. They can't just pull a Battlefield 1 where everything is just ancient guns and everything is a little bit more boring. And the only way you can use a fully auto weapon is if you use like a submachine gun or an LMG. They're not going to do that to us. Even in World War II shooters like Call of Duty World War II or World at War, you still saw, a decent amount of, weapons that you can use and have a good time with. And Call of Duty always did a good job with handling semi-auto weapons as well, so they can compete up close and personal and they don't feel, completely awful. So regardless of the time period, I think this is going to be good. It's going to be unique. We haven't seen a video game made by Call of Duty go to this time period in a very long time. We've been stuck in, World War II futuristic titles, and we just got a little taste of modern day titles as well. So hopefully after Call of Duty 2021 Infinity Ward is up to bat again, hopefully they make another modern day title, but just not as bad on the multiplayer side. But overall, I'm happy with the Vietnam War era for this game. Also, according to one of the journalists, I believe his name is Jason, he used to work at Kotaku, but I don't think he's there anymore. But he did announce saying that there's not really an official title for this video game just yet. They've been bouncing around between Call of Duty Black Ops 5, Call of Duty Black Ops Rebooted, what's the other title? Call of Duty Vietnam. There's a whole bunch of names that they have bouncing around right now, but they don't have anything official just yet. But even though that they are branching away from the Black Ops name, which they're probably not going to be, following anymore, they're going to completely rename this video game to have its own identity. Like Call of Duty Ghost, it wasn't a Modern Warfare game. They just went off and they tried to make their own thing. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, same thing. They just went off and made their own thing. Same thing is going to be with this game. They're not going to follow the Black Ops franchise like they've done for so long, 4 times straight. They're going to finally rename it and try to make something else that's unique. Keep in mind, this game is not going to be officially made by Treyarch. This was a Sledgehammer game, so just because, it's going to be some old school characters and stuff like that from the Black Ops series, in the campaign at least, doesn't mean that this is going to be a Treyarch-made video game. This is still, for the majority of the life cycle that this game has been created, was made by Sledgehammer Games. So there is going to be another game that's going to be made by Treyarch that probably will follow the whole Black Ops timeline and probably have a Black Ops name as well. But this one right here, they're going for their own twist with the name. And they got to be very careful with this too, because the name is pretty much the selling point. If they go with any awful name that isn't going to be catchy or sound good, that's going to be a lot of money that they're missing out on. Let's be honest, the title of Call of Duty games is really what sells it. Modern Warfare, for example, Modern Warfare 2019. Why did this game sell? Because it says Modern Warfare. That's the exact reason why. If they named it something else, if they named it Ghost 2, and everybody played the multiplayer and saw what the multiplayer was like and had the name Ghost 2, nobody would purchase it. Let's be honest here. I would still purchase it because I was a Ghost fan, but a lot, and I mean a lot of people would have cut that out of their, their purchases. They wouldn't even want to bother with that video game. So they have to make sure the title sticks, it lands, and it needs to sound good and catchy. So I don't care that they don't have an official name out just yet. I would prefer if they take their time and try to cook something up that makes sense, sounds good, and we will remember this game for a very long time with. The Gaming Revolution also mentioned in one of his recent videos that there was actually a, I believe, Chinese leaker who actually got a little early access to this video game and claims that it plays almost identical to Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Now, I don't know what this means. It could mean that, it plays identical by the engine, how smooth it plays and, the movement's good and stuff like that. That could be what he means. Or it could mean that all the map designs are the same as Modern Warfare. It's a campy video game. They're stripping all the dead silence stuff out of the game, and the minimap is the same. People would play it just as campy. That could also potentially be what this guy is trying to talk about. But regardless, I hope they don't take the same direction as Modern Warfare. I know for a fact they're craving it. They're craving it right now after seeing how much money Modern Warfare has made. But they have to just trust the community on this one. That is not a smart direction to go in the same exact spot that Modern Warfare is in. Let's be honest here. Just let Modern Warfare be one of a kind. Let the people who enjoy this game, the people who enjoy camping and stuff like that, they can always come back to Modern Warfare and play this game. They'll be happy and content with it. That's great. But I would love to see a game that allows running gunners to have a little bit more of an advantage again. That's what I love so much about Black Ops 4. Even though the map designs were really basic, the time to kill was a little rough. Even though, honestly, now I went back to it and actually played it a little bit more. It feels pretty nice. It just allows me to, get out of engagements a lot quicker and stuff like that, along with stim shot. It was kind of a nice combo. It allowed me to push and be a lot more aggressive than I usually am in other Call of Duty games. But I would like to see another game like that. Now, I like the feeling of the fast-paced vibes, where you can camp if you want to, It's not illegal to camp in a Call of Duty game. But the way that Modern Warfare took it was just wrong. They shouldn't, restrict you to what you could play like. I didn't pay $60 for them to force me to play a specific way. What's the saying? You paid the $60 for it, you should be able to do whatever the hell you want. I hear that all the time for the campers. But what about for the running gunners? I paid $60 for Modern Warfare, and they stripped me of every single advantage that I could possibly have while running gunning. It's probably one of the hardest tasks to do in this video game, and it's probably one of the hardest Call of Duty games that I've ever played to run and gun in. 110%, I've never had this much trouble trying to move around the map. I really think they were trying to go for more old school Modern Warfare map designs from Modern Warfare 1 through 3, but then they went ahead and, put the footsteps and the time to kill from Ghost into this game. And it's just a very weird mix, because Ghost was a very, sound hoary game. You had to listen for footsteps and stuff, and that's the same thing for Modern Warfare. But now the map designs are so funky and wonky in this game that you can't even tell where people are coming from. They could be on the 3rd floor, and it sounds like they're right behind you, It's a very rough, annoying game to run and gun in. So please, for the love of God, whether it's Sledgehammer or Treyarch, I don't know, whoever has control over the multiplayer side of things, I'm hoping it's Treyarch. That's what I'm assuming, because it wouldn't make much sense for their campaign to be completely stripped from Sledgehammer after they put all that time into it, and then they hand it over to Treyarch. I'm assuming that maybe Sledgehammer already finished the campaign, and Treyarch might be filling in for the multiplayer, because, you guys know how I feel about World War II multiplayer. I was not the biggest fan of that multiplayer. I'm still not, even though it's better than what I'm playing right here. But regardless, I don't want to see Treyarch take the same path that Infinity Ward took. I enjoy seeing, all the cosmetics and all the customizations and attachments you could put on your weapon. Don't get me wrong, that's so awesome. It's just insane being able to deck out your gun with complete attachments. I do think that they should probably nerf the overkill thing where you can, deck out both guns with maximum attachments. But being able to deck out your primary with whatever you possibly want, seriously, it's the best feeling in the world, because, in real life, you're not limited with points on what attachments you can put on your gun, You just put on whatever the hell you want to put on. And I like being able to do that. I like not being, what's the word I'm looking for? I like not being, I guess I can say restricted again. I wanted to use a different word, but I like not being restricted on my weapons, because in past games you have to choose, do I want my attachments, or do I want a perk, or do I want a lethal, or do I want that attachment? I like just being able to deck out my gun, have what I want, pick my tactical and lethal, my perks, and I'm good to go. You guys know me, I'm a very old school guy. I come back from Call of Duty 4 World at War, my favorite 2 games. I like games like that. I like games where you get not primary. I like games where you get a, tactical and a lethal, in real life, once again. You're not restricted. You're not choosing a red dot reticle over having a frag grenade. No, if you're going into the military, you're going to have a frag grenade. You're going to have your reticle. You're going to have everything that you need to go into battle. Obviously, there's balance issues that you have to work over when it comes to a video game like this. But I think that it's just fair to have a tactical, lethal. You can deck out your weapon and have a secondary. That's just how I feel like. But I know for a fact that Treyarch is going to try to top Modern Warfare with the amount of customizations you can put on a weapon. They're probably going to try to top them with all the skins and stuff like that. They're going to try to top them with pretty much everything that they did in Modern Warfare. To the point where I'm worried that they're going to try to, perfect how they're, going to beat Infinity Ward so much that they're going to forget about what makes their video games so much fun. Treyarch always has that fast-paced, fun vibe to it, and that's what I'm craving out of them this year. I got my slow-paced action out of Modern Warfare. I want something different. I want that fast-paced, arcadey vibe out of this Call of Duty game. That way I can hop back on Modern Warfare when I want that, more open map, slow-paced, I guess, gameplay, and then I have Call of Duty 2020 if I want to run and gun, have a good time, drop like 60-plus kills and a TDM. That probably won't happen. I think the only reason you could do that in Black Ops 4, drop those insane kills, is because 150 health. As much as we all hate 150 health, I genuinely think that 150 health was the main reason why we could run and gun so much in Black Ops 4. But overall, guys, I'm very excited for COD 2020. I'm going to play it safe, like I always do. I'm going to make sure I don't get too hyped up about this video game, because you guys know I'm a COD head. Every time a new Call of Duty game comes out, even though I've been getting it for over 10 plus years, I still just get, just as excited as I usually do. I just love this franchise so much to death that I've been doing YouTube for this video game for almost 10 years, so if that doesn't tell you how much I love this video game, I don't know what else can. But thank you all for tuning into this video. Let me know down in the comment section if you're pumped for some Call of Duty Vietnam, or if you were looking forward to like a different era or something, if you want to feature World War II again. Let me know down in the comment section. But if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like. If you had to go, dislike it. If you're brand new and you enjoyed what you saw, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification button. Also, if you want to chat with me, you can follow me over on Twitter @JbowenDaMan. And if you want to catch me live stream, I do that over on Twitch @JbowenDaMan. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.